Imagine yourself in a tribal community. In this tribe, there are 10 to 15 families living together. Your village produces your own food and basic needs. For special necessities like a good machete, the tribe has networks to barter goods with the neighboring tribe. The community has figured the best ways to provide your basic needs. They take fibers from plants to make clothes, and they use grass to build huts by making a base of mud. At the center of this community is the village chief. He is typically male with a strong influence over the issues and affairs of the village. Then there are the fathers, the heads of the families. These fathers gather together and have close contacts with other families. Their common needs and responsibilities bind them to form smaller communities based on their profession. The fathers of fishermen and hunter professions assemble with others like themselves to discuss their concerns. The young men follow their father into their professions, whether they be hunting, fishing, or farming. At the gathering of the heads of these professions are the elders. Their role is to represent their community and the needs of these families. These influential people form the elders of the village. The community center is where the mothers gather with their infants. Closely guarding the young children are the young women of the tribe. The mothers and daughters work closely to pass knowledge about their role in the village. At other times, the mothers stay at their huts to do their chores. Usually the village has a shaman or a priest. He is the person tasked to hold information to solve sicknesses and ailments. At other times, he stands as a spiritual leader of the village. He and his assistants treat the diseases that the families bring to him for help. At other times, he gives counsel to the elders to interpret the signs in the world. What I have just described are the basic roles that people play in primitive society. I can identify 10 roles. These roles are the fathers, the mothers, the children, the priests, the elders, the warriors, troublemakers, the hunters, the chief, and the women. Every community contains the elements of these tribal roles. Every person born into a community relates to a father and a mother. Every mother has biological adaptations in how to be a mother to an infant. All people recognize these tribal roles. This program is built in with the person at birth. As a person grows in a tribe, he expands his worldview on the hierarchy structure within that tribe. He learns about the dominant leadership of the tribal chief. He distinguishes it from the soft influence of the chief's wife or the elders as they get consensus among the families. He hears about the adventures of the hunters as they tell the stories and bring food for the day. He notices the healing powers and spiritual wisdom of the priests in contrast to the decisive and practical knowledge of the hunters. These are the dynamics of a primitive tribal ecosystem. From the 10 tribal roles, I would like to narrow it into 7. I have grouped them into 7 because 7 is the limit for our short-term memory. Merging the similar roles together, I have created the 7 tribal roles and their characteristics. Instead of telling you what you already know, I will highlight aspects of each role that will be important later in the video. These 7 tribal roles are the fathers. The father role holds a sense of urgency towards their wife and kids. They fluctuate between kindness and affection when relating to the home, and tension and determination to fight like a warrior when his family is at stake. They can be loving most of the time and then shift to anger when their authority is challenged. Second is the children and mothers with infants. Children need guidance and instruction. Nursing mothers need protection. They do not hold strong opinions because they are overruled by other authority. They owe obedience, the children to their parents, and the mother to her husband. Third, the tribal priest, shaman, or healer. The priest's role is to guide the creation of knowledge for the physical health and spiritual needs of the village. Often in crisis, they are consulted by the chief for making decisions. They are respected, but they do not hold ultimate power. Fourth, the elders or the chief's wife. The elder's role is to form consensus of needs and opinions in the community. They are the social centers of a tribe. Like the priest, the elders hold some influence with the chief because they have direct influence over a group of families. Fifth, the young men and hunters of the tribe. They are the strength of the tribe. The young man's role is to find resources from outside the tribe. They have strong influence over the security needs of the tribe. They can both destabilize or bring balance to the tribe. As potential warriors, the young men become increasingly important in times of war. Sixth, the village chief. The chief forms the core of political consciousness for the community. They are practically the face and reputation of the tribe to other villages because he is the one that negotiates in lieu of the tribe. Seventh, the young women. The role of young women is to conserve and manage resources inside the community. Their presence builds social connection. Their value is important because they bear children, and they are the key to future population growth of the tribe. One of the first to mention archetypes in modern times is the Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst Carl Jung. In his book, The Archetypes and the Collective Unconscious, Carl Jung proposed underlying base forms or archetypal figures. Carl Jung identified 12 archetypes. These are the sage, the innocent, the explorer, the ruler, the creator, the caregiver, the magician, the hero and the outlaw, the lover, the jester, and the typical person. Yes, I agree, 12 is one too many. If we observe closely, we can see the 7 tribal roles among the 12. Here are the common roles and their characteristics based on Jung. First is the father. He is an authority figure. He is stern and powerful. Second is the child. He is longing for innocence. He represents rebirth and salvation. Third, the wise old man. He is the image of guidance, knowledge, and wisdom. Fourth is the mother. She is a figure of nurturing and comforting, listening. Fifth, the trickster. He is an image of a deceiver, the liar, the troublemaker. Sixth, the hero. He is known as the champion, defender, and rescuer. Seventh, the maiden. She is known for her innocence, for desire. She represents purity. While working on the 7 tribal roles, I have recognized that opposite roles have contradictory functions. I tried placing the first tribal role, the father, onto an 8-point circle. I then proceeded to put the rest of the roles into the circle in a clockwise fashion. Looking at the roles, I can see complementary and opposing roles. As I mapped the 7 tribal roles with the 7 human archetypes, I ran into an even bigger discovery. From my understanding of the 7 tribal roles, I have extracted the general principles from each tribal role to create what I believe are the 7 human archetypes. And after analyzing the 7 tribal roles and the 7 human archetypes, I correlated the traits between them. Let us begin with the first archetype, the idealist. The idealist archetype. The idealist archetype resonates with the fathers of the tribe. This archetype has alpha male qualities with an urgent streak. They have strong need for completion of work. They have high standards and demands. They are very protective of their in-group. They have powerful visions of the future, and so they provide unique solutions to problems. Due to their insistence on their solution, they might be the last to admit that they are wrong. The servant archetype. The servant archetype associates to children, mother with infants, and workers. These archetypes are very tolerant of other people's opinions. They are also very process-focused and enjoy repetition in their work. Due to their friendliness, people are drawn to them. They also accept guidance and instruction from others. They are very loyal to their managers. The teacher archetype. The teacher archetype relates to the tribal priest, the sage, or the healer. Teacher archetypes have a very strong need for order. Due to their respected stature, they are risk-averse to avoid blunders. This archetype has strong ability to build structure laid out by the idealist archetype vision. They have a strong desire to help others and promote unity. The speaker archetype. The speaker archetype pertains to the elders and the influential people of the community. These archetypes are the social networks of society. They avoid conflict and disagreement. Because of their influence, they are able to discover new things such as fashion trends, new technology, and news. Mostly, this stems from the strength of their relationships. The explorer archetype. The explorer archetype resonates with the young men and the hunters of the tribe. This archetype typically fluctuates between cycles of growth and destruction and of rest and activity. They are the typical entrepreneurs and at the same time, the deviants of society. They have a deep need to test what works and are good in expanding wealth. Like the young warriors of the tribe, they can be heroes and also the troublemakers. The ruler archetype. This archetype has alpha male qualities but with a calm, calculated streak. These archetypes have strong dominant qualities. They are also very friendly and goal-oriented. They can be flexible with people who disagree with them. This is in line with their goal of consolidating power. If not given the position, they can lie low until the opportunity presents themselves in the real world. The artist archetype. The artist archetype relates to the young women of the village. This archetype is one of the most colorful personalities of the seven. They are responsible for the inner development of the person. They have deep, balanced emotions that allow them to mysteriously attract other personalities to themselves. They have strong principles relating to their wants, aspirations, and dreams. These are the 7 human archetypes. These archetypes represent the different portions of our humanity. Please note that my 7 archetypes are no longer named by the tribal roles. From the qualities of each role, I have selected a category name for each one. The father role I associate with his idealist tendencies. The child I associate with the servant. Note that the servant archetype does not equal the cultural baggage of the term servant. The names are chosen as placeholders for their actual qualities. This I will discuss in future videos. These archetypes apply to all people of different environments, whether you live in the jungles of South America to the deserts of the Middle East and Central Asia. It is the same whether you live in the Alps of Europe or the frozen tundras of Mongolia. I would like you to take a moment to reflect and see how these archetypes apply to your own life. Questions for reflection. What are the different organizations you are involved in right now? What is your role in that organization? Is this role giving you the satisfaction you want? How would you shift in this role? In my next videos, I'll be expanding my studies in the 7 Superfection and the 7 Archetypes. Thank you very much. I'm already excited about my new discoveries and the new videos I'm going to release. If you have comments, questions, or suggestions, I will be happy to answer them in my Facebook group, The 7 Superfection. If you found this video helpful, please share with your friends and please click the subscribe button. My name is ENJ, and this is my 7 Superfection channel saying, stay blessed and keep safe.